Turn up. Let's go. Welcome to Bellingham, Washington, the site for tonight's GNAC battle between the Central Washington Wildcats and the hosting Western Washington Vikings. Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley. Ben, great to have you back, my friend.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. Everybody's coming back after that holiday break. The Vikings flying high right now, 10-0, undefeated on the season. Going to try to keep that cooking against a good rival, the Central Washington Wildcats. Always really fun when these two teams play.
A great battle, one of the best rivalries in the GNAC, the Wildcats, the Vikings. And for the Vikings, you said it, 10-0. They haven't lost since the end of the 2019-2020 season.
Yeah, closing in on one of the longest streaks in Western Washington women's basketball history of Coach Carmen Dolfo. There we go. She does have the all-time record of 21 straight victories over a multi-season span. So the Vikings quickly approaching. We're going to see how long they can keep this magic going. They have been dynamite. Top 5 in the country. That's a pretty legit ranking. Not just top 5 GNAC, not the top 5 West, top 5 in the country. They have been excellent on the court this season.
5 or 2, depending on which ranking you look at.
Yeah, there's 2 different rankings out there. All that we know, top 5 in both, a top 5 powerhouse this year.
An incredible team the Vikings have, and who do you stop? Molly Olson, Emma Duff, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, Emma Duff, the most recent member of the 1,000-point club as a Viking. You also have Danny Awami shooting a career high for three-point percentage. These Vikings, they have a lot of different players that can play well. 7 different players averaging over 5 points per game. They spread the ball out very, very well. Every single player can score in their own way. They're a very unique offense.
Now for the Wildcats, 3 great players averaging over 16 points per game. How did the Vikings stop that?
Yeah, they got big with Bowman. They got small with Kizzah MALTEZO. It's going to be interesting to see how they approach it defensively. The Wildcats are going to work inside quite a bit. The Vikings have been very, very good there with a very strong post defense, really strong rebounding margin. So we're going to see what the Wildcats choose to do to attack this very, very long, very aggressive Vikings defense. They do have 3 top scorers. They can go anywhere with it on the court. The Vikings are going to have to play very strong, fast, quick hustle defense tonight.
No fans in attendance here inside Carver Gym, so the only way to see this game is right here on Vikings TV. So thank you for tuning in. And right now, let's get it over to our public address announcer for our starting lineups here on Vikings TV.
Good evening and welcome to Wiku Court in Carver Gymnasium at Western Washington University. This evening, our contest features the Central Washington Wildcats as they take on our Western Washington University Vikings. Let's go right to our starting lineups. This evening's starting lineup for our visiting team, the Central Washington Wildcats, has been announced by their head coach, Randy Richardson Thorley. Coach Richardson Thornley is assisted by Jessica Richardson and Lexi Bland. Welcome to the court, number 10, Sunshine Huerta. Number 14, Tori Maeda. Number 21, Kizzah MALTEZO. Number 23, Sam Bowman. And number 24, Cassidy Malcolm. These are the Central Washington Wildcats. Vikings, are you ready? Washington University Vikings. This evening's starting lineup is announced by our head coach, Carmen Dolfo. Coach Dolfo is assisted by Stacy Terrell, Bobby Westendorf, Annalisa Fish, George Irwin, and Reed Hartley. Welcome to the court, a 5'10" junior from Everson, Washington, number 1, Avery Dykstra. A 5'8" senior from Seal Beach, California, number 10, Danny Iwami. A 6' senior from Tumwater, Washington, number 12, Emma Duff. A 6'3" sophomore from Vancouver, Washington, number 15, Brooke Walling. And a 5'9" junior from Napavine, Washington, number 32, Molly Olson. These are your Western Washington Vikings!
A look at the Western Washington Vikings as they get set to take on the Central Washington Wildcats. Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley on this Thursday evening. Thank you for tuning in to Vikings TV. The only way you can catch this matchup is right here on Vikings TV. Nobody in attendance. We're here courtside. A few of our other fellow co-workers. That's about it.
Yeah, so text, call, get everybody you can in this stream. We got bringing you some GNAC basketball tonight. We got the Western Washington Vikings are undefeated on the season, 10-0, 2-0 in GNAC play. Ranked number 2 in the D2 SIDA national poll. Ranked number 5 in the WBCA national poll. Playing against their rival, the Central Washington Wildcats, coming into the season at 8-4, 1-2 in GNAC play, riding a 3-game winning streak.
Set for the tip as we begin 4 10-minute quarters. Central Washington wins the tip. They're 8-4 on the season, just 1-2 in conference play. Always a good matchup, a good rivalry, these two teams. A shame no fans in attendance because normally this game packs the house. Traveling the call on Western Washington, and it looks like we have an injury as Danny Iwami is down and hurt. She is in pain, and she has, unfortunately, injuries in her history. Not a good way to start the contest.
No, certainly no fun here. Just 20 seconds into the match.
We'll go ahead and step away as they tend to Danny Iwami here on Vikings TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back here in Bellingham, Washington. Sean Wally, Ben Bagley on Vikings TV. Just 20 seconds into this contest between Central Washington and Western Washington. Danny Awami up on her feet and being helped off the floor in a lot of pain.
Danny Awami, one of the fifth-year seniors on this Viking squad, started her career back here in 2016. Battled through a knee injury and a foot injury to come back here for her fifth year. Still being helped off the court right now.
You get a look at Coach Dolfo talking to her team, and just 20 seconds in, Ben, this is very possibly a huge point in the game already, because now you've got Danny's Viking teammates unhappy, feeling for Danny, few of them crying, not knowing how Danny is. How are they going to react? How are they going to play this game knowing that Danny's down and out?
I mean, injuries are the worst thing about sports. It's the one thing that you never wish upon anybody, the one thing you never wish would happen to anybody, any of your favorite friends, your players, your teammates. It's the most unfortunate part of the game. But unfortunately, the game goes on. And right now, resuming play, still an undefeated team on the line, still a high-stakes, emotional rivalry. We're going to go right back at it. All of our thoughts and prayers will remain with Danny this entire game, but the game goes on, and here we go, back again with the Wildcats and the Vikings.
Maeda, top of the key, finds Malcolm. Central Washington looking for their first bucket of the game. A three in front of the Western bench, nothing but twine for Kizzah MALTEZO.
Kizzah MALTEZO is the leading scorer for these Wildcats, 19 points a game. She attempts 9 threes a game, makes 3 of them.
Emma Duff driving baseline, shot high off the backboard. Wildcats the rebound. They're up 3-0. 1 minute gone by in quarter number 1.
The battle between these two teams, the Wildcats make the most threes per game in the GNAC. The Vikings have the best three-point defense, meaning lowest three-pointers allowed. So whoever wins that three-point battle will go a long way.
Malcolm, the nice drive on the lay-in, and back the other way for Western Washington. Emma Duff, the lay-in from Molly Olson. First bucket for the Vikings.
Emma Duff, another fifth-year senior. She is the leading scorer on this team. She'll be the go-to on offense in this game.
8-4 on the season are the Wildcats. Another three for Central Washington. Cassidy Malcolm has 5 of their 8.
Okay, Central Washington already 2 for 2 from deep. On the season, Western only allows opponents to shoot 20% from deep.
Molly Olson had a great form, great rotation. She answers.
Back and forth, three-pointers are flying. These two teams are 3 of 3 from the line to start us off. Wildcats
by 3. Maeda driving baseline. Pass along that baseline, knocked out of bounds by Molly Olson. Wildcat basketball. Emma Duff to the bench for Western Washington.
See Molly Olson using the screen and knocking it down. She's become a lot more confident shooter this season.
Off the inbound, the miss by Maltezo. She can't get it to fall on the putback either. Back come the Vikings. A wild pass out of bounds. It'll be Wildcat basketball. They lead by 3.
Quick turnover there for the Vikings. They do average 16 turnovers a game. They've only had 2 games this season in which they had fewer than 16 turnovers. So something they will want to clean up. That assist-turnover ratio just under 1 at 0.9.
Wildcats attacking the lane. The floater rattles around and falls. Maltezo, 10-5 Wildcats.
Maltezo's going to be a problem. She has 7 20-point games this season, already with 5 points.
Molly Olson already has 1 3, now 2. It's 10-8. Vikings down 2.
Molly Olson shooting over 50% from the line on the season, actually over 60%. She's now 8 of 14 on the year.
It's the Cassidy Malcolm show for Central. It's 12-8 Wildcats. Molly feeling it this time off the side of the iron. Out of bounds in front of the Wildcat bench.
So for the Wildcats offensively, they're led by 3 players. Kizzah MALTEZO, Samantha Bowman, and Cassidy Malcolm. Each of those 3 players averaging over 16 points per game. They really dominate in all 3 phases, distributing the basketball, shooting it, and rebounding as well. Bowman is averaging 15.5 rebounds per game. That's first in Division II.
Central hits the baseline. That's a turnover to Western Washington. A 12-8 Wildcat lead. As Hagmeyer checks in for Central Washington.
So you mentioned the 3 great scorers for Central. Western does it the opposite, a very, very team-centric approach with 7 players scoring 6 or more points per game.
Molly Olson looks inside. Not ready for the pass. Turnover to the Wildcats. Jumper rattles around and falls in. Bowman with the bucket. It's 14-8 Wildcats.
We'll have more on Samantha Bowman later, but she is a dominant post scorer. She will knock down that mid-range all day.
Walling the miss for the Vikings. Wildcats wasting no time to attack. The left-hand shot by Malcolm won't go. Molly Olson the rebound. Olson ahead to Fierke. Fierke attacks the rack and a blocking foul called on the Wildcats.
Vikings will get their first trip to the line. First foul of the game. As a team, the Vikings are shooting 68% from the line. This will be Monique Fierke. She is 3 of 4 from the line on the season. See Fierke going in, absorbing the contact, actually initiating the contact, and getting rewarded with a trip to the line.
Fierke out of Monroe, Washington, Monroe High School. Missed the first free throw. So crazy. She's already a senior. She hits the second shot. It's 14-9. Wildcats lead, and they have the ball. 5:30 left in quarter number 1. Wildcats just do get across half court. Wildcats going down low in the lane. What a great spin move. Another bucket by Sam Bowman, 16-9 Wildcats. Molly Olson for the Vikings. No help, she takes it the right side of the lane. Shot too strong, rebound to Central. Wildcats drive the left side of the lane using the window. The bank is open on a Thursday night. Heitschmidt with the bucket. Vikings want to talk things over. Central leads 18-9. Back after this on Vikings TV.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Welcome back here to Bellingham, Washington. You see Emma Duff getting the feed from Molly Olson, putting it up and in. Vikings trailing right now early at 18-9. 4 minutes, 45 seconds, and counting remaining in the first quarter.
Out of the timeout, Viking basketball. Molly Olson off the screen. Olson picks up the dribble. Finds Zaragoza, backing down in the lane, baseline, point blank and in.
That's big for the Vikings. Early they were being outscored in the paint 10-2, so they bring in Zaragoza, let her go to work down low early. Great post scorer. She makes her first bucket.
Wildcats turn the ball over. Not ready for the entry pass in the lane. Heitschmidt couldn't handle it. Viking basketball, they trail by 7.
3 turnovers now for each team. In Central Washington, their offense has been great so far. 8 of 11 from the floor. Vikings are 4 of 8 from the floor.
Zaragoza from the free throw line. Down low, the miss by Truett Riley. Wildcats the other way. Wildcats up 7. And a foul called on Maddie Granboyce, the freshman out of Marysville, Washington. Coach Dolfo does not agree.
Samantha Bowman is checking back into the game. Bowman has 4 points. And the stat I want to mention about her, she actually has 2 20-20 games this year, meaning at least 20 points and at least 20 rebounds. That's the player with 15.5 rebounds per game, best in all of Division II, number 23 for the Wildcats.
Maltezo with it off the screen. She fires a 3 off the right side of the rim, out of bounds. It'll be Viking basketball.
And keep an eye on that matchup down low. I just mentioned Bowman. She's matched up right now with Carly Zaragoza, 2 very proficient post players in their own right. Could be a fun one. That last shot attempt was a 3 by the Wildcats, ball by Maltezo. Let's see if both teams decide to go maybe a little bit more inside if it's working down low.
Molly Olson across half court for Western Washington. 3:20 to play in quarter number 1. Emma Duff down low from Zaragoza, shot short. Rebound to Central Washington, and Duff committed the foul.
That's a shot that Duff has to make. They got to the switch. She was being defended by Kizzah MALTEZO. All 5'5" of her. Duff got right to the rim with basically no defense, even got Maltezo up in the air at the pump fake, just could not convert the wide open layup.
Maeda, the between the leg dribble for the Wildcats. The speedy Maltezo in the lane. She hits WeQ court. Avery Dykstra commits the foul.
Here's a chance to look at Kizzah MALTEZO at the free throw line, wearing number 21. I mentioned standing at 5'5". But that size has not been a problem. She's averaging 19 points per game, shooting 41% from the floor, 33% from deep. She also leads this team in assists and steals.
Second free throw good, 19-11, Wildcats by 8. Inside 3 minutes left in quarter number 1. Dykstra Attacks the right side of the lane. Finds Zaragoza, who muscles to the left side of the lane. She's bumped. She's fouled. Count the basket.
That's what I'm talking about from Zaragoza. If the Wildcats are going to show you big, Western is going to respond with big. Look at Zaragoza going inside, taking the contact, putting that in, no problem. Zaragoza now at the line. Decent free throw shooter, shooting 61%. She's 8 of 13 on the year.
Claire Heitschmidt returns for the Wildcats, and Katrina Jamaica seeing her first action of the evening for Western Washington. 5-point game as Zaragoza converts.
Western's on a little 5-1 run here.
Maeda working on Duff. Heitschmidt kicks it outside. 3 off rim, rebound to Western Washington. Emma Duff down low. It's Katrina Jamaica in the lane. Step through and travel is called.
Yeah, Jamaica definitely knew that one was a travel, no debate from her. She was trying to do a little drop step in the post, but just didn't finish the move. Got halfway through, stumbled a bit, travel every time.
Wildcats attacking the lane. Shot will not go. Back come the Vikings. That pass intercepted. Wildcats on the run. Don't have numbers. Don't care. Shot missed by Maltezo. Emma Duff the other way for Western Washington.
Great job by Carly Zaragoza there. Too much contact by Tori Maeda. Just plowed right through Zaragoza. That'll be a foul on the defense. It was not a shooting foul, so the ball will be inbounded. You see it right there on the replay. Good job by Zaragoza setting those feet, absorbing the contact.
Vikings inbounds. Avery Dykstra to Jamaica from 16. Molly Olson. Brooke Walling, the entry pass. Not handled, no foul called. It'll be Wildcat basketball.
So you can see what the Vikings want to do. They want to go down low inside. Their last couple of possessions went to Zaragoza, then it went to Jamaica, then it went to Walling, all down low. They're going to keep trying that. They're very, very good in the paint. So far, though, it just hasn't been clicking.
Maltezo, the speedster, in the lane. Left hand off glass is good. What quickness, 21-14, Wildcats.
Maltezo now already with 8 points. She's 3 of 7 from the field.
Olsen looking for Walling. Kick it outside. Dykstra goes baseline. Instead of the shot, she passes outside. Walling has it back. Cross court. They find the other Dykstra. Now Jamaica under the basket. Off window, layup good.
Really nice passing on that possession. They swung it around the court multiple times and finally found Jamaica down low. And she took a little bit of time, found her defender on her back, and just went up with it, put it in.
Maeda from 15. Rims around and rolls in. 23-16 Wildcats.
Wildcats are shooting the lights out right now. 59% from the floor and 50% from three.
About a 2.5-second differential shot and game clock. Vikings down low to Dykstra. The baseline spin off back iron. Rebound to the Wildcats. They will hold for the final shot. 10 seconds left. 5 to shoot, and they do. A 3 is good. Kizzah MALTEZO.
Kizzah MALTEZO showing off so far in Bellingham. She has 11 points in quarter number 1. The Wildcats have a 10-point lead. We're going to be right back here on Vikings TV after this short break for quarter number 2 with the Vikings and the Wildcats.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Back here inside Carver Gym as we get set for quarter number 2. The Wildcats with a 10-point lead over the Vikings. Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley. Wildcats on fire.
Yeah, two of the things that the Vikings have done so well and seen them climb to the top 5 in those national rankings. Nationally, they're ranked 4th in rebounding margin, plus 11, and they're ranked 4th in three-point defense. Opponents are only shooting 20% in this one against them. The Wildcats out-rebounding right now 8-6 and shooting 60% from deep. So the Western, their strengths are not translating to strengths in this game. The Wildcats are attacking them where they are strongest, and they're being successful.
Walling not even close on the three-point attempt. Ball out of bounds. Back come the Wildcats. Jamaica poked it away on defense. Huerta hands off. What a move in the lane, but can't finish. That's Hagmeyer. Offensive rebound to Central Washington. 3 rattles out. Another offensive rebound. Coach Dolfo's beside herself.
Couple of offensive rebounds. That's not something that the Vikings typically allow. Here's the 3rd chance on this possession.
The turnaround floater. What a shot. Sam Bowman inside.
Bowman is electric in the paint. 6 points now for her.
Brooke Walling down low for Western Washington makes it a 10-point game. Wildcats waste no time. Malcolm attacking the rack, laying it up and in. It's a 12-point Wildcat lead.
Wildcats are running through this Viking defense right now.
Molly Olson trying to put the team on her back. Window off glass. Layup off glass, I should say. 10-point lead for Central.
See a lot of high screens from Central. Western's a little bit slow in their switching.
Great movement without the basketball. Hagmeyer on the baseline lays it up and in.
That was a beautiful backdoor cut by Brindley Hagmeyer. She was rewarded by the perfect pass to give her the free layup.
Dykstra goes baseline for Western Washington. Outside to Walling, the jumper from 17, rims out. Rebound to the Wildcats. They're up 12. Huerta, baseline, cross court. Out top they go. The floater, offensive foul charge is called. Cassidy Malcolm hit with the charge.
Big one there by Brooke Walling, sacrificing her body. See it here on the replay. She slides over, sets her feet, takes a knee to the chest, but she is rewarded by drawing the charge. And it looks like a big group substitution here for the Vikings. Zaragoza's back in, along with Grand Boyce, Castaneda, Monique Fierke, and Emma Duff.
Coach Dolfo trying to find the right combination. Duff is called for traveling, which will turn it over to Central Washington.
Vikings so far in this first half have kind of worked themselves into a corner. They work themselves down low, then they're double covered, and they don't really have an exit option. I'd like to see them run some more fluid offense, swing the ball around more, and get more open looks rather than just going to the post and hoping for the best.
Central driving the left side of the lane. A blocking foul called on Western Washington. Looks like that'll be on Gracie Castaneda. You see Castaneda there. Hit the deck, called for the block.
Headed to the line, this is Sunshine Huerta. Huerta knocks down the first one. As a team, Wildcats shoot 75% from the line.
Huerta, the lefty, hits the second. It's a 14-point Wildcat lead. Vikings have yet to lose this season. They haven't lost in 16 contests, going back to the 6 they played last March. Zaragoza down low in the lane. Using her size to her advantage. It's 34-22 Wildcats.
That was a better post attack. Instead of a double team, it was a 1v1, and Zaragoza is most often going to win those. She now has 7 points.
Three-pointer off the front iron. Maltezo the miss, but the offensive rebound. Hagmeyer has it way out top.
There's 3 offensive rebounds now in the game for the Wildcats.
Stepping on the baseline is Heitschmidt. It'll be a turnover to Western Washington. 6:41 left, second quarter.
Big break for the Vikings. They've committed 8 turnovers so far. That was the 5th now for the Wildcats. 12-point deficit. We'll see how they try to attack it.
Monique Fierke gets it back. Goes right back to Zaragoza. In the lane, left hand is blocked. Good defense by Western, but Zaragoza stays with it, lays it up and in.
You can see the game plan right now for the Vikings. It's paint, paint, paint. Ball is going into Zaragoza's hands every single possession.
And there is a Wildcat turnover as Maltezo can't handle the pass. Vikings take over.
So back-to-back turnovers now for the Wildcats in their previous 2 possessions. Vikings cut the lead to 10, and now with an opportunity, get it down to double digits.
Zaragoza, the hot hand for the Vikings, driving the right side of the lane. Look at that step through. Left hand is good. Zaragoza has 11 already.
Zaragoza having herself a night. 11 points, 5 of 6 from the floor, and some fancy footwork on that last one.
Did you teach her that, Ben?
I did, yes, actually. No way.
Huerta outside. Free throw line jumper by Bowman, short. Duff the rebound. Momentum starting to slowly shift to the Vikings. Can they capitalize? Castaneda for 3.
Big shot there by Gracie Castaneda. All of a sudden, it was 12-point lead. Now it is down to just 5. Big shot by number 22.
Wildcats look to answer. Maltezo into the lane. Off window and in the bank is good.
Big shot by Maltezo. She's now up to 11. Vikings with 5 subs waiting in the wings, waiting for a full platoon swap.
Zaragoza the hot hand. That shot too strong. Wildcats across half court. Swing it around to Heitschmidt. Bowman backing down on Fierke. Knocks Fierke over, and a block is called on Western Washington.
Yeah, Fierke was working at the size disadvantage against a taller Bowman. She tried to draw a charge. You can see if her feet were set. No, they were moving. And that's going to be a blocking foul.
4:31 left in the second quarter. Central 36, Western 29. Back after this on Vikings TV.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back here in Bellingham, Washington, Sean Wally, Ben Bagley, and a very familiar face. If we can see the face on the other side of the brown tan sweater, that is none other than former Viking great point guard Lexi Bland, coaching on the bench for Central Washington.
Lexi Bland, the Ellensburg native. She appeared in 114 games in her 4-year career with the Vikings, averaging 7.5 points, 3 assists per game, a 2-time All-GNAC selection. She's also 12th most in program history with 344 assists. It's always fun to see former GNAC players staying in the GNAC, although for Lexi Bland, almost entered enemy territory. Big rival going from the Vikings to the Wildcats.
I had to give her a hard time before the game and gave her a high five, and it was always good to see Lexi again, but you know, now she is in enemy territory. But she's gone back home, so I guess that makes a little bit of sense.
We'll forgive her this time.
I was talking to their head coach, Randy Richardson Thornley, about having Lexi on the bench, and her big point was Lexi's been there, done that, where Coach Thornley admits, I haven't. So Lexi can relate and tell all these young ladies what it's like and that she's been in the GNAC and played this game.
Yeah, even for the Vikings on their bench right now is a former player in Bobby Westendorf. So just having a former player that played recently in this modern era, being able to connect with the new freshman coming in, just having a young student voice who's been there, played that, learned those things, hugely influential in college programs.
Nice drive by Avery Dykstra for the Vikings. 6-point game, Wildcats in the lead. Maeda. Down low, the Vikings go. Left-hand layup too strong. The miss by Bowman. Vikings the rebound.
That was not strong enough defense against Bowman. Lucky that she missed it. Brooke Walling has to be stronger in the paint.
Jamaica outside to Olsen. Dykstra. Down low, Walling loses the ball midair. Back come the Wildcats. Malcolm all the way out near half court. Hands off to Maltezo. Maltezo, look at the quickness. Loses the basketball out of bounds. Apparently last touch by Western Washington.
So the Wildcats set a high screen there, and the Vikings actually chose to switch. So Jamaica and Dykstra switched. It was Jamaica guarding Maltezo. Big size advantage, big quickness advantage too. Maltezo really just ran right past her, got to the rim. We'll see if the Vikings keep switching, and if they do keep switching, the Wildcats are going to try to exploit that.
Shot too strong by the Wildcats. Back come the Vikings. Dykstra into the lane. Nice move, the spin cycle, 33-37. Wildcats up 4.
Fast break points slowly adding up for the Vikings. They're up to 5 now.
Maltezo for 3, looks good, and it hits absolutely nothing. 40,
yeah,
33.
They didn't switch that time. She just took Avery Dykstra to school. Man gave it a nice move, nice little step back, and she drained it.
7-point Wildcat lead as we have more wholesale changes for Western Washington. 5 in, 5 out.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot for the Vikings now. It's Castaneda, Truitt, Duff, Zaragoza, and Grandboyce in the corner. They've done this throughout the season, given those full 5-man platoon switches. Always helps to have the same chemistry with the same 5 players you're on the floor with.
Way to move without the basketball, the harm, the foul, potential 3-point play. Cassidy and Malcolm, great job without the basketball, but the entry pass as well.
Yeah, check out that pass by Maltezo. Wow, over her defender, fit it in between 3 defenders down low. Malcolm made it count, and the 3-point play is good.
Back to a 10-point lead for Central Washington. They're 8-4 on the season.
Wildcats are on a 6-0 run in just the last 30 seconds.
Coach Richardson Thornley would like that pace to continue. Looking down low for Duff. That pass knocked away. Out of bounds, last touched by Central.
The Vikings have tried that entry pass a number of times where their post player is being fronted, so they try and throw it over the player that's fronting their player. Ideally, if that happens, they'll get the ball and all of a sudden the offensive player will be able to seal off their defender. But that entry pass just has not been good, and they've gotten a number of turnovers trying to attempt that. More turnovers than buckets.
5 to shoot. Vikings driving the baseline. And traveling is called.
The Wildcat defense right now is really swarming the paint, and the Vikings are shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, just going to the paint every time and being doubled. We've seen a number of turnovers, a number of travel calls, a number of missed shots. We'll see if they try to diversify their offensive portfolio.
Olsen, the partial block. Zaragoza comes down with it. Olsen across half court to Duff. Vikings looking down low and turn it over. Racing the other way for the Wildcats. Nice spin move in the lane. Sam Bowman, nearly unstoppable.
It's been the same story. The Wildcats having success down low, and the Vikings turning it over down low.
12-point Wildcat lead. Molly Olsen looking for Zaragoza. That pass intercepted by Maeda. You know, Maeda's not exactly the tallest woman out on the floor.
Nah, both these guards 5'5" and 5'6", but getting in the passing lanes, getting their hands in the way, and they've also been knocking down some threes. They've been playing very well.
9 seconds to shoot for the Wildcats. Maeda to Bowman for three, partially blocked. Duff back the other way for Western Washington. Duff to the rack in the lane, loses the basketball. Out of bounds, last touch by Central Washington.
Western is scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes of action, as Truitt and Olsen will head to the bench. Both of the Dykstra sisters checked in, Avery and Riley.
41 seconds left in quarter number 2. And the Vikings cut into this 12-point deficit. Emma Duff, baseline. Backing down, fouled, shot will not go. Duff heads to the free throw line for 2.
Duff has 2 points in this game. She is 1 of 4 from the floor. She is the leading scorer for the Vikings, averaging 14 points per game. Also their leading rebounder at 7.5. She knocks down the first free throw. Vikings are now 3 of 4 from the free throw line in this game. Here in this first half, Vikings are shooting 52% from the floor, Central shooting 56%. So an offensive showcase, to say the least. Defenses haven't played as big of a role here through the first 2 quarters.
Final 30 seconds of the first half. Wildcats have to be happy, up 10 on the undefeated Vikings from Western Washington. Maeda using clock. About a 5.5 second differential game and shot clock. Maltezo off glass, rattles it home. 7 seconds left. Duff almost loses the basketball. 2 seconds. Duff from the baseline fires and hits.
Excuse me for laughing, but Duff just threw that one up and somehow found the bottom of the bucket. Shooter's touch is what you call that one.
So you take a look at Duff having her prayer answered, cutting the deficit to 10. Central up 47-37 on Western Washington. Halftime in Bellingham. Back with third quarter action after this on Vikings TV.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back here in Bellingham, Washington, as we get set for third quarter action. Get a look at some of the good moves in the first half. Sean Wally with Ben Bagley. Central Washington, a bit of a surprise, up 10 over the undefeated Vikings here in Bellingham.
Right now, the Wildcats are being led by Kizzah MALTEZO. She has 18 points just in the first half, 7 of 13 from the floor, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. Malcolm also has 12 for the Wildcats. Central is shooting 56% from the floor. Vikings shooting 54%. And one big stat I want to highlight are these turnovers. Vikings have committed 12 turnovers. Wildcats have committed 6. And check this out. Points off turnovers. Central 18. Western just 4. Look at the full halftime stats here. So the rebound numbers very, very even. And that's one of the things that Western has been so good at this year. They have a plus 11.5 rebound margin on the year. That's 4th in all of NCAA Division II. Here you can see their rebound margin in this game, -1. So the Vikings are going to have to start making some more shots, taking better control over the ball, and playing better defense. Or else these Wildcats, as we saw in the first half, man, they can score. And if you don't stop them, they're just going to keep on scoring.
First time we've seen the Wildcats in person since that 6-game mini season in March where it was a home and home with each team here in the state. And Central Washington, to me, they seem very, very quick and fast.
Yeah, this is a team that you can definitely tell their focus is on offense. Kizzah MALTEZO, Sam Bowman, and Cassidy Malcolm, they're 3 leading scorers, all averaging over 16 points a game. Actually, all of them almost averaging over 17 points per game. Those 3 have just been great in this game. MALTEZO, the 5'5" point guard, has done such a good job of getting in there quick and then finding her bigger players, whether it's in the paint, whether it's outside. They've been doing a very, very good job setting high screens, getting a lot of movement, and that's what Western hasn't done a lot of. They've done a lot of dribbling down into the paint, putting up tough shots, making a good number of them, but Central's offense in that first half was just more fluid, faster, and more effective.
Of course, the Western Washington Vikings having to endure and now shake off the injury to their friend and teammate Danny Iwami. Injured her right leg, probably a knee ligament issue. Don't want to speculate too much until we know more, but of course very sad for Danny's teammates and friends. And, you know, it showed they were affected by that in the first half, and hopefully they can come out here third quarter refocused.
It's always difficult to overcome, as teammates, to overcome a big injury to a beloved teammate. It's hard to see them go down, hard to see one of your better players go down. But here they are, ranked number 2 in the country, trailing by 10 to start the second half. They have their work cut out for them. It'll be fun.
Wildcats begin with the basketball here in quarter number 3. 20 minutes of basketball left for you here inside Carver Gym. Vikings get the rebound off the miss. And that ball nearly stolen by MALTEZO, but it'll be Viking basketball.
Another point I'll point out here, Sean, is that neither one of these teams have played in 2022. The last time they both played was December 30th. Here we are, January 13th. The Vikings have had 3 games postponed due to COVID-19 issues in that time, as had Central. So both teams, shaking off the rust a bit. 14-day absence since their last game.
And that's a big part of how do these players focus and how do they get things in a steady cycle, because they never know if they're going to play because games have been postponed.
Central Washington foul call.
It's tough.
Yeah, you can see on the replay here, check out Avery Dykstra taking some contact. She'll hit the floor hard. She got up well, and she will head to the free throw line. But yeah, Sean, as you mentioned, some of these makeup dates are going to be on Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays or days they don't typically play. So as a player now, you basically have to get up every day with a mindset to play, not knowing if you actually will, and then have to wake up on a different day. It's tough.
Yeah, Ben, we could be here 3 nights.
Who knows?
On some weeks.
And if they keep getting postponed, maybe at the end we'll just have a week of every day, 1 game
double
a night.
Headers.
Something like that.
9-point lead for Central Washington. They look to add to it. Left-hander in the lane. The runner is good. Cassidy Malcolm, an 11-point Wildcat lead.
Malcolm now up to 14 points, 6 of 10 from the field.
Dykstra, the right-hand spin. Floater in the lane, won't go. Walling the rebound. Out to Olsen for three. Off back iron, rattles out. Rebound to Bowman.
Olsen almost picked up her third three of the game, but it just rattled out.
Wildcats throw it away. Bowman, the entry pass, not handled by anybody, so it'll be Viking basketball.
Looking at this points in the paint battle as well, Central has scored 28 points in the paint, Vikings 22.
Olsen off the screen. Walling, top of the key for three.
Three.
Just what
Point
the
basket
doctor
number
ordered.
15.
Brooke Walling, a very good addition to this Viking program, somebody that can score inside or outside out of the Kelso Longview area. Talented scorer, knocks down the three.
Wildcats attacking the lane, the double team by the Vikings. Defense there by Walling. Bowman the miss. Molly Olsen across half court for Western Washington. 2 minutes gone by in quarter number three. Olsen for three. Not even close.
Olsen wanted it. She definitely shot that with confidence. Result wasn't what she wanted to see, but I like the aggression. Having the three-point shot right off the high screen, letting it fly. That's the way you're going to come back into ball games.
Wildcats up 8 with the basketball. Left hand off window is
Number
good
23, Sam Bowman.
by Sam Bowman. She has 11 tonight.
Sam Bowman has been really good in the paint, and Brooke Walling has had a very hard time stopping here. Bowman won that battle once again on the last possession.
Dykstra dribbles it out of bounds. Turnover
Into the
to
game for Western
Central. They're up
Washington,
10.
number 20, Katrina Jamaica.
Vikings getting a little bit bigger in their lineup here. Katrina Jamaica entering the game for Molly Olsen. So Duff, Walling, and Jamaica, three of their best bigs, all on the court right now.
Wildcats in control. Three on the way for Cassidy Malcolm, and it is down. A 13-point lead on the number 2 or number 5 team in the country.
Cassidy Malcolm now has 17 points as Riley Dykstra can't get it. I'll let you take over, Sean.
Avery, top of the key. She dribbles it off her leg, and it's been that kind of night for the Vikings.
Back to what I was saying for Malcolm now. She has 17 points, just 3 points away from her fourth straight 20-point game. She's also 18th in the country, shooting 48% from three. She's 2 of 4 here tonight. Been a big problem.
Ball loose on the floor. Jamaica has it, and a foul is called on Central Washington.
And that was Jamaica stripping it right away from Malcolm as I was talking about her. Articles are tough in the English language, Sean. But Katrina Jamaica doing a nice job getting her hand in there, poking it out. Foul on the Wildcats, and the Vikings still at the big hill to climb, down 13. Will once again try and get their offense in order.
Avery Dykstra across half court. She finds Emma Duff. Duff's pass knocked out of bounds. It'll be Viking basketball.
We've also seen a lot of that from the Wildcats. Active hands in the passing lanes. Mentioned the Vikings have 14 turnovers in this game, but we've seen that a lot too. Wildcats just getting their hand on an errant pass, poking it out of bounds, and disrupting anything they were trying to set up.
Duff for three. Rattles off. Battle for the basketball. Wildcats have it. Maeda, left-hand dribble in front of her own bench. Now she goes baseline. Into the lane. Shot won't go. Battle for the basketball. Wildcats have it. Jumper might have been partially blocked by Maltezo. Back come the Vikings. Molly Olsen across half court. Down low to Jamaica on the right block. Jamaica backing down. Layup too strong. Battle for the basketball, and we have a jump ball called. Possession arrow to Western Washington.
Vikings shooting percentage is going down here in the third quarter. They are just 1 of 7 from the field to start off the second half. The Wildcats are 3 of 7.
Riley Dykstra to the bench. Gracie Castaneda back in for Western Washington.
Zaragoza also checked into the game here, 11 points for her.
Castaneda. They swing it to Duff. Duff, baseline, nowhere to go. Duff somehow fights in the lane and lays it up and in.
Duff was trying to get a pass off, realized that all the passing lanes were closed. A nice little step under. She made the bucket in the paint. 11-point game now.
Duff playing good defense on Huerta. Maltezo, the floater off the back of the iron. Jamaica the rebounds. Olsen ahead to Emma Duff. Duff wanted the foul, didn't get it. Central does get the foul, going the other way.
And Duff kind of surprised with the call. It looked like there was a lot of contact, and she was trying to go up with it. Nothing was called. She definitely flailed. Take a look at the last bucket by Duff, stepping right under Maltezo and putting it in. Another turnover by the Vikings. Still an 11-point deficit.
Foul called on the drive by Central Washington's Huerta. Zaragoza hit with the foul.
See Zaragoza coming in from behind, and that last little flick of the hand got the hand of the shooter. Good eye by the referee. Wildcats are 5 of 7 from the line in this game. That's 71%.
Huerta hits the first free throw.
That was also the first basket by the Wildcats in nearly 2 minutes.
Second free throw rattles out. Halfway through quarter number 3. Can the Vikings make a run? Molly Olsen, the jumper, short. Rebound to the Wildcats. Nobody stopping the penetration. Foul called. Shot will not go. But the Wildcats will head to the line. Kizzah Maltezo.
Maltezo, as we mentioned. Scratch that. Let's head to a timeout. 55-43, Wildcats on top. 4:45 remaining in the third. We have a media timeout. We'll be right back on Vikings TV right after this.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Back here in Bellingham, Washington, Sean Wally alongside Ben Bagley, the Central Wildcats, and the Western Washington Vikings. Wildcats up 12, 4:45 left, third quarter.
Here in this third quarter, Vikings offense has not been clicking, just 2 of 10 from the field. Wildcats are 3 of 8. Right now holding on to a 12-point lead. They've led throughout the entire game.
Nice step in the lane off glass. Yet again, Heitschmidt has 4 points tonight. A high rainbow three is missed by Grandboyce. Offensive rebound to the Vikings. Molly Olsen, cross court, but we have an offensive foul on Western Washington.
That'll now be 15 turnovers by the Vikings, just 8 for the Wildcats. Take a look at it here on the replay. Zaragoza with her left arm just kind of pushed the defender over. That's one of the disadvantages of being such a strong player is Zaragoza probably didn't mean anything, malicious on that. Just was moving her body in such a strong arm, the defender was just pushed right over. Offensive foul. See the Vikings now going back to their full court trap.
Wildcats with the ball up 14. Maeda hands the ball off. Nice defense by Western Washington. 7 to shoot, and there is a turnover the Vikings were looking for.
Could be the turning point they need. That's Riley Truitt going to enter the game for Carly Zaragoza. Vikings still facing a 14-point deficit, scoreless in the last 2 minutes. They're 1 of their last 8 from the floor.
Dykstra attacking the left side of the lane. Up and under is good. 57-45 Wildcats.
Really nice move there in the paint by the younger Dykstra sister, going up and over with the ball, clearing out some room and converting the easy 2.
Malcolm goes outside. Finds Huerta, who's bumped and fouled. She'll head to the line.
Avery Dykstra going to pick up that foul. She did everything right except she left her feet. Her arms went straight up into the air. Picture perfect defense how you want it. Once you leave your feet as a defender and bump into the offensive player both in the air, that's going to be a foul on the defense about 9 times out of 10.
First free throw good. 4 points on the evening for Huerta. Left-hander, good rotation, shot good.
Wildcats are now 8 of 11 from the free throw line, 73%.
Dykstra off a double screen. You don't see that too often. Hands off to her sister for 3, and Riley knocks it down.
There's a 3-pointer for the Vikings. Their 5th of the game. Riley Dykstra knocking it down. Dykstra, just a 27% free 3-point shooter, hitting a big one.
Driving baseline, shot partially blocked. Good defense by Western Washington. Back come the Vikings. Dykstra ahead to Dykstra. No way. What quick work, hand-eye coordination. Bucket by Grandboyce. Single-digit lead now for Central Washington. Good trap in the backcourt. Jump ball called. It will stay Central Washington basketball.
Check out that pass by Riley Dykstra. Grandboyce flipping it right up and in. Beautiful pass by Dykstra. And then right after, Grandboyce ties it up with the jump ball. I'll tell you, Sean, if there were fans in attendance, this place would be rocking right now. Slowly but surely, right now momentum shifting towards the Vikings.
You get a look at both coaches. A 3 in the corner for the Wildcats, off rim. Viking rebound. Avery Dykstra ahead to her sister Riley. Riley going under the basket. Wants the foul, and she got it.
Good job there by Dykstra going down. She actually got too far under the basket, but that worked to her advantage. The defender was standing right between where she was trying to go. When she threw it up, the defender just hacked her arm. Nice job by Riley working her body to get contact and send her to the line.
Of course, both Dykstras out of Everson, Washington, and Linden Christian High School. Riley missed the first free throw. See if she can hit the second.
Down to an 8-point lead now. Vikings are 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Nice shooting.
Wildcats get across half court. Maeda. Malcolm. Huerta has it now. Back to Malcolm. The 3 in the corner is blocked, but she steps on the end line. Turnover back to the Vikings. And Central Washington wants to talk things over with 1:52 remaining. An 8-point lead for the Wildcats, 59-51. Back after this on Vikings TV. A good look at Carver Gym here on the campus of Western Washington University. Sean Wally with Ben Bagley, our entire Vikings TV crew. Stands are empty because no fans allowed in attendance for at least, 2 more weeks?
Why is that?
1 more week?
Is there something going on that fans wouldn't be here for?
You know, almost 2 years of some kind of virus floating around.
Yeah, right. I forgot about that. Vikings so far in this one here in the third quarter starting to turn the tides a bit. They've made 3 of their last 4 shots. They're on a 6-0 run. And their defense has stepped up as well. The Wildcats, 1 of their last 6 from the floor. It was just a 14-point deficit. Now we're down to 8. Vikings with possession could cut it down to 5 potentially.
Avery Dykstra off the double screen. Outside to her sister. 3, partially blocked, I believe. Battle for the basketball. Fierke in the lane, off glass, won't go. Ball still loose. Out of bounds, it'll be Wildcat basketball.
Monique Fierke did a nice job battling in there, getting the rebound. She attempted a pretty tough shot. I think she was looking for some contact, kind of flicked it up, and off that, it went out of bounds off the Vikings.
When I saw that pass float, I thought Riley could get there, but apparently she didn't agree with me. Vikings up 8 with the Wildcats up 8 with the basketball. 8 to shoot for Central Washington. Maeda. 4 to shoot. Does she realize? Working on Fierke. Fires a wild shot off rim. Rebound to Western Washington. Maddie Granboyce.
Vikings slowly working up that edge on the glass. Now 27 rebounds, Central 21.
Granboyce for 3, short. She follows the shot, tracks down the rebound. Riley Dykstra backing down in the lane. Shot hits rim and it's short. Final 30 seconds of quarter number 3. Could be a big momentum swing if the Wildcats can go back up double digits heading to the 4th quarter. Malcolm stops, goes back baseline, and a foul is called on Dykstra.
Some nice post play there by Cassidy Malcolm. She set her angle, started driving, set her pivot foot, kind of shook Riley Dykstra off, then gave it a big spin. Dykstra had to recover, and in that recovery, she smacked Malcolm on the hand. So 14.6 on the clock. Malcolm with 2 free throw shots. Chance to extend this back to a double-digit lead.
Olsen returns for the Vikings. Fierke to the bench. Second free throw on the way. And good. Back to a 10-point Wildcat lead. Carly Zaragoza returns for Western Washington. Riley to the bench.
They're checking Zaragoza into the game with just 14 seconds left. Watch for this offensive play to go to her.
Olsen to Zaragoza from the free throw line into the lane. She's fouled. No! Traveling is called, and Coach Dolfo cannot believe it.
I didn't see it with my own 2 eyes, but Zaragoza, it did go to her. The Wildcats were all over it.
Coach Dolfo wants a travel called on Central Washington. She does not get it. That is how we end quarter number 3. It's a 10-point Wildcat lead. Central Washington 61, Western Washington 51. 10 minutes of basketball left after this on Vikings TV.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Welcome back inside Carver Gym on the campus of Western Washington University. Sean Wally, Ben Bagley, and our entire Vikings TV crew. Central Washington looking for the upset. They're up 10 on the number 2 team in the country according to the media poll.
Both teams, their offenses really took off in that first half. Both teams shot over 50%. But in that third quarter, there were only 9 made field goals combined. Both teams shooting under 31%.
The Vikings are going to need more of that. Emma Duff needs to find her stroke, needs to heat up, and she did that right there.
Yeah, big one for the leading scorer. She's now up to 11 points.
Can the Wildcats answer? They're up 7. Huerta driving on Duff, left side of the lane, nowhere to go. Outside to Malcolm. Malcolm goes baseline, stopped by Olsen. The turnaround floater short. Molly the rebound.
Great defense there by Molly Olsen. Got her hand in her face all the way.
Vikings need to cut into this deficit. Zaragoza from the free throw line. The step back, good.
Ooh, how about that?
5 straight points for Western Washington.
Nice little jab step, little slow jab step, giving her enough room to nail the free throw line jumper.
Foul on Carly Zaragoza of the Vikings.
Vikings are on a quick 5-0 run to open up this fourth quarter. That 10-point lead became 5 in just over a minute. Meanwhile, the Wildcats are 1 of 8 from the floor in their last 9 shots.
Riley Dykstra back in for Western Washington along with Brooke Walling. Central inbounds. Kick ball as it went off the shoe of Emma Duff.
Also worth mentioning here, Zaragoza heading to the bench because she has 4 personal fouls, 1 away from being eliminated from the contest.
There was a brief look at Danny Iwami. Leg wrapped, and she is on crutches. Good to see her still in the building. A 3 on the way for Central, off iron. Battle for the basketball. What a save by the Wildcats. Out top, Maltezo attacking the rack wildly. Shot will not go. Knocked away from Walling, stolen. Layup good. Maltezo stays with it.
Those are buckets that the Vikings right now cannot afford to give up.
Avery Dykstra lost control and called for traveling. Don't look now, but Maltezo now has 20 on the evening.
Maltezo has her 8th 20-point game of the year, averaging 19 per game.
Wildcats across half court. Huerta in the lane. 3 out of the corner, too strong. Battle for the basketball. Wildcats have it. Ball nearly stolen away. Wildcats maintain possession in the corner. A 3 is short. Emma Duff the rebound. Back come the Vikings. They trail by 7. Duff, left side of the lane. No foul called. The shot won't go. Walling the rebound. Put back. That's too strong off the front iron.
2 good looks for the Vikings, and one of them falling would have really helped out this comeback effort. Look at the mismatch down low. Molly Olsen against Bowman.
They try to go to Bowman. Ball out of bounds. Officials will discuss, and they say Wildcat basketball.
Good break for the Wildcats. Vikings get some more height on the court. Riley Truitt and Maddie Grandboyce both entering the game.
Wildcats inbound. They go baseline right under the basket. Nice little left-hand quick jump hook. Maltezo is good. She has 22.
Kizzah Maltezo has been fantastic tonight. She does not play like a 5'5" point guard.
Molly Olsen can't get the bucket to go, but Walling is fouled. Foul committed by Tori Maeda.
Foul on the floor, so it'll be an inbounds. Both teams with one foul now here in this fourth quarter. That lead back up to 9 for the Wildcats. Remember, the Vikings scored the first 5 points of this quarter. The Wildcats have scored the last 4.
Walling the inbound to Olsen. Olsen picks up the dribble. Outside, Olsen has it. 7 to shoot. A 3 on the way. Off the iron. Rebound to Central Washington. Maeda in front of her own bench. Bodies on WeQ court. No whistle.
Good no whistle there. Just legs got a little tangled up.
3 out of the corner, partially blocked. Molly Olsen got a hand on it. Walling to Olsen. 6:30 to play. Vikings down 9. They need buckets. And a foul on Central Washington.
Vikings are scoreless in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They'll get an inbounds play in. And a couple of starters back in the game as well. Avery Dykstra and Emma Duff. Riley and Molly Olsen will head to the bench.
Avery Dykstra to inbounds. Gets it into Duff. Dykstra top of the key off the screen from Walling. Dykstra in the lane. She's fouled. Bucket good.
Big one for Avery Dykstra. Getting in, getting big. And the best part about it, the three-point play opportunity. Look at her getting that shoulder in there. She got smacked right in the face as she was going up. That foul on Cassidy Malcolm. Big free throw here. Chance to cut it to 6.
Might be able to hear chatter between one of our officials and Central's head coach, Randy Richardson Thornley. 65-58. 6:13 and counting here in Bellingham.
Wildcats are 0 of 4 from the three-point line here in this fourth quarter.
Down low, that shot blocked by Emma Duff, but the Wildcats get it back. A high arcing 3, rims off. Rebound to the Vikings. Dykstra across half court. Left-hand dribble in the lane. She spins. Nowhere to go. Outside, Walling has it. Down low for Duff. She loses the basketball, gets it back momentarily, and traveling is called.
Good entry pass by Brooke Walling, but Duff couldn't handle it right off the bat. That caused her to have to try and fumble forward on the ground, got her out of position, trying to get back into position, shuffled the feet for a travel. That's now 19 turnovers for the Vikings, 10 for the Wildcats.
Seven points. Wildcat lead. They have the basketball, looking to add to it. 3 on the way, missed by Maltezo. Rebound to Western Washington, but a foul called on the Vikings.
That's going to be on Granboyce. Got her arm wrapped up with somebody else. Wildcats now, though, 0 of 6 from three-point land here in this fourth quarter. If they start hitting some of those, this lead could become insurmountable.
Malcolm attacking Duff. Left-hander won't go. Battle for the basketball. Another foul. Looks like it'll be on Western Washington yet again. This one on Truett Riley. Vikings have had opportunities. They just need to cash in. What a drive in the lane. Going strong for the Wildcats. Bucket is good for Maltezo. Emma Duff for 3. Off iron. Battle for the basketball. Dykstra has it to Olsen. Another 3 for Western Washington. This one is good. Maddie Granboyce with the triple.
Granboyce splashing that one home, her 4th triple of the year.
Traveling called on the Wildcats. Cassidy Malcolm. Vikings feeling a little bit of energy. Timeout on the floor. 4:36 left. Wildcats 67, Vikings 61. Back after this on Vikings TV.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you.
Back here in Bellingham, Washington, Sean Wally, Ben Bagley with you on Vikings TV. 4:36 left in this one. Vikings trying to make a comeback. They're down 6 with the basketball after the timeout. Molly Olson working off the screen. In the lane, she is fouled and will head to the line for 2 shots.
Olsen with 8 points. She's 3 of 10 from the floor, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. She'll have 2 shots. And Sean, as we went into that timeout, I think I realized something. On accident, instead of Truett Riley, I've been mixing the names. I've been saying Riley Truett, so my dearest apologies to Truett. Truett Riley, not Riley Truett, my bad.
Good catch.
I heard you say Truett Riley, and I said, hold on, I've been saying her name backwards this entire time, so my apologies.
Well, I wanted to make sure I was correct when... Anyway, we got it right. There's a steal for Western Washington. They're only down 5. A bucket here would be huge for the Vikings. Olsen off the screen. Outside, Walling for 3. Too strong. Battle for the basketball. Walling called for the foul. Sam Bowman had the basketball, and she's fouled.
Walling came flying in trying to get that offensive rebounds. The Vikings have 11 of them tonight. Just made too much contact. That's also 4 team fouls on both teams now.
Wildcats turn it over. Emma Duff reading the pass, steals it, lays it up and in. We got a 3-point ball game, Ben.
That's a senior play by the senior leader. Very, very good intelligence to pick that one off and use her body to glide into the lane and make it a 3-point game.
Great awareness and anticipation by Emma Duff. Can the Vikings come up with a stop? Maddie Grandboyce called for the foul.
That's now 3 on Grandboyce, 5 on the Vikings. And here's Emma Duff picking it off like a cornerback in football and taking it all the way home.
Free throw good for Maltezo. Now has 25 on the night to lead all scorers.
Wildcats have also been great from the line in this game. 11 of 15 now.
Maltezo misses the second, but the Wildcats get the offensive rebound. You can't let that happen if you're Western Washington. 4-point lead for the Wildcats. Maltezo in the lane, loses the basketball. It'll be Viking basketball.
Great break there for the Vikings. Maltezo was charging into the lane. Looks like it went off of her own foot. So worth noting, Central is in the bonus. Any foul will now send them to the free throw line. Avery Dykstra going to check in for Grandboyce. So the Vikings have another ball handler on the floor. See Zaragoza in there as well. Look for the offense to maybe flow through the paint. 3:30, 4 points. It's anybody's ball game.
Molly Olson off the double screen into the lane. Picks up her dribble outside Dykstra. Right back to Olson. Emma Duff, right side of the lane, off glass and in. Emma Duff coming alive at the right time.
Definitely coming alive. She struggled out of the gates, but now the last 4 points for the Vikings. She's up to 15 points in the game. Vikings trail by 2.
Blocking foul will be called on Riley Dykstra.
Tough call. They overheard the official. He said her right thigh was positioned outwards. As you can see, the bucket there by Duff to make it a 2-point game. And that foul on Riley Dykstra is going to send Huerta to the line. So Huerta, first name Valerie, but she goes by Sunshine. So Sunshine Huerta now with 6 points. And she's also 6 of 7 from the free throw line.
Free throw missed. Zaragoza the rebound, and she's back in the ball game with those 4 fouls and 13 points. Inside 3 minutes to play. 3-point lead for Central Washington. Emma Duff, can she put the team on her back? She's trying to. That shot missed. Back come the Wildcats. Baseline going right up against Zaragoza. Good defense. No foul called. Emma Duff the other way. Duff to Olsen. Olsen picks up the dribble. Cross court to Dykstra. She feeds her sister. Avery in the lane. Offensive foul called on Riley, I should say.
Good call, in my opinion. See that left arm? That's what they call a push-off. Just pushing the defender to the floor. Can't do that when you're driving the lane. Wildcats, though, done a nice job holding on to this lead, 69-66.
Wildcats break the press. Maeda directing traffic, calling out the offensive set. Inside 2 minutes left here in Bellingham. Good defense, and traveling is called. Avery Dykstra, the good defense. Cassidy Malcolm, the travel.
Okay, under 2 minutes. Vikings now with a 3-point deficit. They need to run something smart here. Points on the board. It's more important to get points than necessarily try and tie it up.
Zaragoza on the right block, under the basket, lays it up, won't go. Rebound, Zaragoza gets her own board, up and in. And she's fouled. No.
Offensive.
Holy smokes, you're kidding. And you can see Coach Dolfo is hot. She cannot believe that.
So an offensive foul here by Zaragoza. See her battle for it there. That was it right there. It was on Cassidy Malcolm was the one who drew the charge. Very, very close to the restricted area. I'm sure that's what Coach Dolfo was upset about. As it stands, though, offensive foul, turnover. And Zaragoza's now fouled out of the game.
Drama, drama, drama. We've got it for you here on this Thursday night. 90 seconds left. Can the Wildcats add to their lead and inch closer to a victory and upset the undefeated Vikings of Western Washington? 10 to shoot. Baseline drive, bucket good for who else? Maltezo, 27 on the night. Molly Olsen looking to answer. Short, rebound to Central Washington, and that might just seal it.
Down to a minute left here. Vikings are going to foul, send the Wildcats to the free throw line. That last shot by Olsen, she had a good look, just rushed it a bit. We've seen that a number of times from these Vikings, especially on fast breaks. They get down the court so fast, but they can't slow up enough right at the end, and they're just having a bit too much speed trying to throw up a layup. Unfortunate miss there, and Central now with a chance to keep growing this lead.
Maeda the miss, so if she does hit this, worst case scenario for the Vikings, they'll trail by 6, which would be 2 3-pointers, obviously. And that is the case. 1 minute left. Can the Vikings mount a comeback? Molly Olsen off the screen, left side of the lane to Duff. 3 on the way. Off the rim. Olsen tracks it down. Her 3 partially blocked. Wildcats have it, and Emma Duff commits a foul, stopping the clock with 45 seconds.
That's what the Vikings need to do. A couple of good looks. Duff from the quarter. And then Molly Olsen had it right up top. It was a good closeout by the defender who got a partial block on that one. Wildcats will head back to the free throw line. Making one would make this a 3-possession game, barring a 4-point play.
Tori Maeda's free throw is good. 7-point Wildcat lead.
Wildcats have made 70% of their free throws in this game. Definitely a catalyst towards keeping this lead.
The out of bounds to the Vikings with 43.9. And Western Washington wants to talk things over. 30-second timeout. So we'll stay right here inside Carver Gym. Ben, the Vikings have had chances. They've got close, but not close enough.
Yeah, they're scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes. And these last 2.5 minutes have been filled with, you're right, a number of big chances. Remember that Carly Zaragoza offensive foul that would have made it, what, a 2-point game, I believe. And Molly Olson missing a shot in transition. Emma Duff couldn't hit that three in the corner. They've definitely had chances, but at the end of the day, basketball is about which team puts it in the bucket more. And so far in this one, it's been the Wildcats. Also worth noting, Vikings are 7 of 12 from the free throw line. The Wildcats are 14 of 21. They've drawn a lot more contact and just scored more at the line.
Olsen with the ball off the inbound, attacks the rack, lays it up and in. 39 seconds left. Now we have a timeout by Central Washington as it's a 5-point ball game. Randy Richardson Thornley, their head coach, in her 6th season at the helm, wants to make sure her team is poised and ready for the final 39 seconds, having this 5-point lead over a top team in the nation.
And Sean, we may be entering what I like to call Peter time. We have Central still has 2 timeouts remaining. The Vikings still have 2 timeouts remaining. Just 39 seconds left to play. The reason I call it that, I always tell the fun story. My roommate Peter loves watching sports with me, but he hates at the end of games where there's a little bit of a play, then timeout, then timeout, then timeout. So in the last 39 seconds, last 15 minutes, you know. So I always call this Peter time. So we're officially in Peter time. How do you feel, Sean?
Hi, Peter.
I don't think Peter's watching, but you'll say, I'll tell him you said hi.
You don't make your roommate watch?
Well, I asked him to.
Okay. Wildcats the ball, the inbound. And a foul is called. Maeda will go. Maltezo will go back to the free throw line. Molly Olson hit with the foul.
Doesn't sound like the Vikings were really trying to foul right away on that possession. Coach Dolfo asking, what did she do to foul? But the Vikings just looking, or excuse me, the referees looking for any contact. Maltezo now with 28.
Carmen Dolfo for Western Washington making it known she wants a timeout. And she will get her timeout. 37 seconds. How long ago was it? You said 39 seconds with the last 15 minutes?
Just about, yeah. And the last, 3 minutes have taken about 1.8 seconds off the clock. So we could be in for it for a little while here. Central extending their lead. It's up to 7 now, 75-68. Vikings still have time to hit a couple more three-pointers. Definitely going to need some steals, though, on the inbound passes. If you keep sending Central to the line, shooting 69% from the line right now, they're not going to relinquish this lead if that's what's going to happen. So the Vikings needing some big buckets and some big steals here in the last 37 seconds.
There is Danny Iwami back inside Carver Gym. Her leg is wrapped and she is on crutches. Emma Duff fires a three. Rims off, rebound to the Wildcats. Ball is out of bounds. Last touch by Central Washington, giving the Vikings a little bit of hope.
Essentially functions as an offensive rebound, except it took 13 seconds off the clock. Emma Duff had a nice look at it on her previous three-point attempt. And it sounds like the referees are going to review this play. So if the band was here, they'd be chanting video replay, video replay. Maybe I'll just have to do it for you. But referee's going to figure out who that ball was off of and who has possession. I miss the band.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
The band, the crowd, Victory Viking.
Oh, I miss Victor, too. It definitely is a different vibe in Carver Gym just without fans. I mean, just from a broadcasting perspective, anything I say, if it's quiet and a player is shooting free throws, they can hear what I'm saying as it's being said, at timeouts like this. So it's definitely, probably a little eerie for players to be able to hear coach that well and they're yelling, to be able to hear the other team so well without that roar of the fans. I bet it changes the game quite a bit.
Absolutely. The entire atmosphere is completely different for the players, for us, probably the officials as well. Might be easier for the officials because they're not getting heckled by fans.
Well, they're getting heckled by coaches a bit more. You can definitely hear whatever the coach has to say from across the court. Our officials tonight still reviewing that last play.
Making Matt Adams do a little bit extra work upstairs. Good job, Matt. Our entire Vikings TV crew. 24.8 remaining here on WeQ Court inside Carver Gym. Vikings, previously undefeated. That's 24 seconds away from being no longer.
With the loss as well, if it becomes a loss, they'll now be only a half game above the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves in conference play, or overall, I should say. Vikings will move to 10-1 if it ends up with a loss. Anchorage right now in second place, sitting at 9-1.
Three out of the corner by Fierke. Nothing but iron. Central the rebounds. And they'll head back the other way. Pretty much ices this one.
Yeah, and I should correct myself there. If the Vikings end up losing this game, they'll fall to 2-1 in GNAC play. The Alaska Anchorage Seawolves will still be undefeated at 2-0, so the Seawolves will be in sole possession of first place. Also, the Vikings, one of 4 remaining undefeated teams in Division II. If this score will hold, it's down to 3. Those remaining undefeated teams are Glenville State. I just had them all pulled up in front of me.
Fierke, an off-balance shot won't go. Central got a battle for the rebound. Jump ball called. Possession arrow to Central Washington, just 7 seconds left. Up next for Western Washington, back here Saturday afternoon, an early tip-off, 4 p.m. against Northwest Nazarene.
That will be a fun one. Northwest Nazarene has been a good team this year. They actually beat Central Washington in their last matchup. What I was trying to say, the page started refreshing as soon as I was trying to say it, but the remaining 4 teams undefeated in D2 women's basketball is, of course, right now Western Washington, as well as Glenville State, Savannah State, and Mount Olive. Glenville State ranked number 7 in the D2 SIDA poll and number 3 in the WBCA poll. The Vikings with the loss, likely not to drop out of the top 10. There's plenty of 1 and 2 loss teams in that top 10, but 7 seconds, 8 points. Wildcats have the ball.
Final seconds tick away. The Central Washington Wildcats with the mild upset, defeating the previously undefeated Western Washington Vikings 76-68.
Wildcats played a tremendous game. They were led by Kizzah MALTEZO, 29 points, 11 of 25 from the floor. Cassidy Malcolm had a great game as well. She had 19, 2 of 6 from the three-point line. And Sam Bowman had 12 points. The big 3 for Central, leading it to an upset over the Vikings. Emma Duff led the way in scoring with 15 points. Carly Zaragoza had 13. Molly Olson had 11. Looking at some other final stats, Vikings did win that rebound battle by 8, but committed way too many turnovers. 21 turnovers. Central committed just 16. Central shot 44% from the floor, 26% from deep. Vikings shot 40% from the floor, 32% from deep. Undefeated, no more. 10-1, and the Wildcats move to 8-5. Here's one last look at those final stats. You can see that turnover margin, just a bit too much for the Vikings to overcome.
All in all, Ben, a disappointing evening for Western Washington. First few seconds of the game, they lose Danny Iwami to a leg injury. Her teammates still shaken up about that. Coach talking to her right now. And then they go out and are obviously affected by that in their play.
Yeah, fuel for the Vikings moving forward. I've always heard from coaches who, take an undefeated team, into the postseason, into the playoffs. They always say, I wish I would have got that first loss out of the way earlier. Because now the pressure's off. You're no longer riding the pressure of, we have an undefeated season, we have to win. From now on out, it's smooth sailing. You can let it all on the line in every single game. So possibly a blessing in disguise for the Vikings. This is not to take away. This was an excellent game by those Central Washington Wildcats. They are quick. They are fast. They can score the ball very, very well. And I'm most excited. February 12th, we're going to rematch in Ellensburg. I'm very excited for that game.
Central Washington moves to 8-5. Western Washington falls to 10-1. A good win for Central's head coach, Randy Richardson Thornley, and her team. Wildcats win it 76-68 for Ben Bagley and everybody here at Vikings TV. Sean Wally saying we'll talk to you Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock, Northwest Nazarene and Western Washington. Good night.